Welcome to the Lady Goal-Getter presentation. My name is Orly Lynn. I am the founder and CEO of Lady Goal-Getter. Lady Goal-Getter began as a face on a Twitter account where I provided uplifting and inspirational quotes and content relevant to women. Today, Lady Goal-Getter is a platform with a full-on social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and a designated blog. Lady Goal-Getter was designed to inspire, encourage, and develop women. I started this platform as an open forum for supporting the female empowerment agenda. Diversity and inclusion practitioner, I found that the majority of the people who came to me for advice were not necessarily requesting time to discuss equal opportunity or affirmative action matters. These individuals, mostly women, were looking to connect with someone who was relatable from a female perspective and a professional perspective. Colleagues have always admired and respected my executive presence, as well as my ability to shift into single mom mode and back without batting an eye. Because I was also very engaged in my church community, I had often counseled single mothers who needed guidance around higher education, career perspective, or just those simply trying to find their place and space in the world. I realized my true calling was helping women. I started Lady Goal-Getter in November of 2016, after what was the most tumultuous year of my life. My son had just left for college, instantly thrusting me into empty nester syndrome. I had been laid off from the corporate job where I got my first start in the diversity space, but it was the week before my 41st birthday when everything I knew as stable in my life had come crashing down. Doctors had detected what they thought was a massive malignant tumor nesting in my reproductive organs, and only immediate surgery could confirm the fate of my life. With the dawn of a new year approaching and a renewed sense for living life with purpose, I decided it was time to share my story, have a voice, give back to my community, and pass down some of the experiences and knowledge that life has afforded me. Living in a society where social media allows an individual to not only have a voice but be heard, Lady Goal-Getter is proving to be the ultimate catalyst in support of my cause. My goal is to continue providing professional, personal, and even spiritual guidance to women of all ages. By employing an effective social media strategy, I will be able to create brand awareness, grow my target audience, develop and deliver relevant content, thus positioning Lady Goal-Getter as a leader in the inspirational and motivational speaking industry.
Our research showed that a strong two-way communication can be beneficial to grow engagement with the target audience. We've seen that visual content can garner a substantial following. In our opinion, there is an opportunity to interview or incorporate existing groups or influencers as social posts. Based on the analysis of the influencers and competitors, we have seen that knowing the person and their position in that industry is an important first step. Within Lady Goal-Getter's industry, this would be public speaking and life coaching for women. So Lady Goal-Getter must first tell the story of how Orly came to be in a position of wanting to help other women and becoming the voice of Lady Goal-Getter. Through 3 different themes, Lady Goal-Getter will be able to generate content, establish credibility, grow her fan base, and ensure relatability. We focused on hashtag Orly's story, hashtag Lady Tools, and hashtag Meet a Goal-Getter as our main themes throughout our social media content. Our SMART initiatives allowed us to organize and analyze our social media strategy. We specifically scheduled certain content to release on certain channels at certain times intertwined with our 3 themes. We measured milestones by setting goals for how content will be strategically presented and delivered. We quickly realized that some of our content would be unachievable within our timetable and adjusted to accommodate the needs of the brand and the team. The three themes I've been going over will ensure that Lady Goalgetter stays brand consistent and brand relevant to Orly's target audience while being realistic about the goals that are being set. The goals of the content pieces have a deadline of December 15th, which gives us a little over a month to evaluate goal completion and areas for improvement. Benedict will now review our strategy.
In order to develop this strategy, we started with looking at the customer lifetime journey. We analyzed what the current touchpoints were and how we could improve those, in addition to what channels are currently used and which channels should be used. Another great tool that we used to develop the strategy was to do a SWOT analysis. Let's have a look at the results. First of all, strengths. Well, Orly is relatable and her content is heartfelt. Women want to juggle their careers, life, family, success, and so on. So what they are looking for is empowerment, and Lady Goalgetter can provide them to that. In addition, Lady Goalgetter provides an inspirational platform. This can be beneficial for providing insights as a neutral party. So what about the weaknesses? Before we started, the content was not provided on a regular basis. Today, people are expecting a constant flow of information and inspiration. Not all the high-impact channels that we've seen with the competition and influencers were used by Lady Goalgetter. The website contains some broken links, which might hold back some of the people interested. There was not enough use of the community aspect to interact and inspire additional women. Also, Orly lacks the celebrity status. We've seen with a lot of the influencers that they are actually celebrities in real life. So what's the opportunity? More and more in the United States, there is a focus on gender equality and women empowerment. The market today is more open for independent help of a platform such as Lady Goalgetter. There is also a growing group of women in the same situation, which might use Lady Goalgetter to find their inspiration. We had a number of challenges. For example, the professional motivational speaker market leans towards the use of celebrities. For non-celebrities, there is a limited working capital to sustain till reaching the financial break-even. Also, Lady Goalgetter had a low number of social media followers and brand-dedicated groups versus what we see with the competition. As part of the overall strategy, we focused on a number of channels and, as explained by Ariel, a number of themes. Now first up is the blog. The blog is going to be used for longer format posts, which will focus on the story of Orly. It will also provide an ideation on how people can follow the same path. As a second channel, Facebook will be used for shorter format posts and to a very targeted demographic, more specifically the minority groups. As a third platform, we used Instagram. So coming back to the SMART goals, we developed SMART goals for every single one of those channels. That included the objective and KPIs, the timing to best post, what content to post, and where that touches on the customer lifecycle. I'm not going to go into detail for any specific one, but the one on the screen is for the blog, Facebook, and ultimately Instagram as well. Implementation-wise, we have chosen for Hootsuite for all the social channels. In addition, the blog is going to be edited in the background. The focus is to have a consistent message and image of the company across all the different channels.
As my colleagues have presented, we have created a strategy, developed content, and identified various social media platforms to be used, and set SMART goals for ladygoalgetter.com. Now let me walk you through how we went about implementing this strategy. We have created a content library in the Google Drive with all the content developed by our team members and added a content list in a Google Sheet with details like file link, type of content, target platform, author name, approval stage, and comments. We have also established an approval process with our lady goal-getter, Orly Lynn, as the primary approver. Periodically, she reviewed the content due to be published and approved or made suggestions. The changes were implemented by the respective authors, and a final approval was provided by Orly. This approval is recorded in Content Library Sheet. A publishing calendar was also prepared using a Google Sheet for all different posts in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and blog, with dates and specific content to be posted. One of our team member, Ashley, has kindly offered to let us use their Hootsuite account for scheduling, and she took responsibility of scheduling the same. So as per the calendar, she scheduled the posts. The blog was manually posted by another of our team member, Ariel. I was assigned the role of listener, and after discussing with the team, we agreed to set up a socialbakers.com account. This kind of gave us a different perspective of metrics apart from Hootsuite as well. So after 3 weeks of monitoring all our posts, we met as a team, reviewed, and noticed that the momentum was slow. Most of the post reach was from an existing follower base of Lady Goalgetter. So, except on Instagram, where we gained a substantial momentum there. With the new account being set up, we could get about 15 followers in 3 weeks. So we decided to go ahead with paid campaigns on Facebook. So 4 posts were boosted through paid campaigns on Facebook in the week of 14th, and that resulted in a substantial growth, about more than 10% of followers in Facebook, and also has given a good clicks and likes. As you can see from the metrics that we collected from socialbakers.com, on the Facebook, we could see a slight growth till about the mid-November, when we leveraged these paid campaigns, and subsequent following week we could see a substantial growth in our fan base. We have regularly posted, so you could see a posting graph as well. Our fan base has shown if you look at this red line, the monthly moving averages, we gained a steady growth. Regular tweets were posted on Twitter, and we could no paid campaigns were implemented, so we could see a steady monthly average growth of interactions. If you look at the red graph of the interactions per 1,000 followers. So this is an interesting graph provided by Social Bakers, wherein when we look at a smaller increments in startups where we have a smaller fan base, this standardization for per 1,000 followers helps us to see how we are growing relatively. And Instagram was a new account, so we didn't have in the past, so account was set up, and we have posted about 5 posts there, and we had a good we are seeing a good response there. Started with about 10 followers in the first week, and substantially grown to 25 followers now, so there's a good growth coming from there.
Lady Goalgetter has moved through the research, engage, analysis, and listen phases of the Really framework. We will make a few recommendations that should carry Lady Goalgetter through the framework and to the next level of social media maturity. Currently, we believe Lady Goalgetter to be in the purpose phase of social media maturity, and following the outlined recommendations will take Lady Goalgetter into the appreciation phase. Soma previously shared the Facebook analytics, and I would like to touch on the increase in Facebook fans that you see here. You may note that the fans only started to increase around November 14th, despite regular posting. This was due to paid post boosts. In looking at Orly's competitors, most of them utilize a sign up call to action on their Facebook page. Additionally, Lisa Nichols, a very successful competitor, has utilized reviews on her page. This provides social proof to potential new community members. In reading these reviews, I noticed that many community members came across Lisa Nichols on other sites and almost always by seeing a video. Lisa Nichols' videos are highly polished and always offer key takeaways to the viewer. She's done a fantastic job of the engagement and leverage steps of the Really framework, as is evident from her user-generated branding. Samantha Edis, another competitor, also utilizes video, however not as successfully. Her engagement rate is lower, perhaps because the videos don't follow any sort of format and aren't polished. For Facebook, we recommend that Lady Goalgetter change the call to action from book now to sign up for a newsletter. This is a smaller commitment and more likely to get engagement. We did find that paid boosts worked very well for Facebook, but would like to see more video and more insight into Orly as a person to increase authenticity. To give a brief reminder of the stats shared by Soma, you can see here the Instagram and Twitter analytics. We did a paid boost of one Instagram post, which you may note in the spike of total followers. We did not find, however, that paid boost was necessary for Twitter or Instagram. We continually engaged in the analysis step of the Really framework and found that using hashtags was one of the most effective ways of growing engaged followers on both Twitter and Instagram. This tool we discovered, called For Display Purposes, allows you to enter one hashtag and delivers the most relevant and used hashtags based off that. You can simply copy and paste, although we recommend you check the hashtags before doing that. We would recommend that Lady Goalgetter continue with similar content, use strategic hashtags, and leverage off influencers' communities by strategic following, commenting, engaging, and tagging. We found that with Twitter, following influencers, retweeting influencers, and using hashtags was effective. The content was appropriate that we used, and we would recommend the content continues as is, but engage more with influencers on Twitter. The top tweet was actually a retweet from The Ellen Show. Lady Goalgetter also gained a follower with a community of 1.16 million people. This is an opportunity to leverage off that community. The Really framework is working for Lady Goalgetter. To move forward, we recommend to continue the entire framework with a focus on leveraging influencers and the current community by trying to move members from consumers to contributors who engage in user-generated branding. Additionally, we recommend Orly give insight into her personality and expertise to develop her brand image further. As a team, we got real. Now it's up to Orly to see it through.